Okay, guys, so far we have covered a cam and a falling rod, taking this rotating motion and turning it into a reciprocating motion. Then we've turned the rotation 90 degrees using bevel gears. I'm going to show you how to design a wing and push that up and down. Wings can be complicated. Here's an example of wing that's relatively advanced. It took a lot of time to trace that in there and then extrude different lengths and trying to do it fancy. We're just going to do the joint that will show us how to make a wing work. You can spend as much time or as little time as you want to on this. So I'm going to start a new design. I'm going to choose hybrid design. This is a new screen over the last month. If you choose hybrid design, it will put you into the user interface that you are used to. So this looks like it always does because I chose the hybrid design. I'm going to begin by just putting a sketch here, and I'm going to do a super simple wing. I'm going to do a rectangle that is 5 inches tall by 3 inches wide. I'm going to extrude that 0.3 inches. 0.3 inches. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out a hinge, and I'm going to lay it out in two parts. I'll show you here. So I'm going to create sketch. I'm going to go here on top. I'm going to be symmetrical with my work here. So I'm going to choose a line. I'm going to come over here and start down. I'm going to come down 1 inch, hit enter. I'm going to choose a line. I'm going to come over a 1/2 inch, 0.5, enter. I'm going to come down from that 3 inches. And then I'll come back. If I go up there and click that, it'll let me snap to it, 0.5, and then down. All right, now I'm going to offset this. That offset I'm going to make 0.1 inches. That's going to end up being a gap. You're going to see I'm going to cut that out of it here in a second. So I'm going to finish the sketch, and now I have one body, but it's got these lines on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to split the body. So I'm going to go to Modify, Split Body, Body to Split. I'm going to choose that body. Splitting tool, I'm going to choose this line and that line. Then I'm going to hit OK. So it doesn't look any different, but you'll notice that I have 3 bodies over here. It's going to start looking much different as I come here. I right click and I hit Create Component from Body, Create Component from Body, Create Component from Body. I'm going to change my visual style to shaded with visible edges, and now you can see those are different things. So this is component 1, component 2, component 3. Component 3 I want to remove. So I'm going to right click, come down here and hit remove. So now component 1 is grounded. I want this to be the body of a bird or an insect or something like that. So I want to make this one, which is component 2, that one I want to be grounded. So I'm going to ground a parent. This one I want to be ungrounded because this is going to hinge and move freely. So now I'm going to put a pivot in. So I'm going to create new component. So I come up to this top level. I'm going to go new component. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to sketch on this face here, and then I want to come across and I want to go right in the middle of that. I want to use 0.12. Actually, I'm going to go 0.15 and hit enter. And now I'm going to extrude this through there as a cut. And if you notice, there's a hole there. So now I'm going to come back here and, oops, come down here and click on that button. Now I'm going to sketch again, and I'm going to do a hole that is a little bit smaller than that, which is just going to be 0.1. It's a little smaller. That means it's going to fit pretty easy. Now I'm going to extrude this. I want to extrude it all the way to the other end. So rather than, well, I know it'd be 5 inches. Actually, I can just say it's going to be 5. That would be fine. And go there. All right, so I am almost done. But right now, these are free to move. I'm going to hit Control Z to keep this pretty simple. All right, so I'm going to do assemble. It's in place. So as built joint, I'm going to choose component 4 and component 2. And that will be rigid because I would have that fixed in there. And then I'm going to do it again, as built joint. I'm going to do this part, the wing. I'm going to do revolute and this part, and then it's going to ask me for what point do I revolve around. That's the snap point, and I would choose that right there. Oh. So when I hit that, I now have a working part. So now I'm going to take this, mount this rigidly to the top of my box, perhaps put a post underneath it to lift it off the box a little bit, and then I'm going to put a cam, much like this, with a follower that comes up and pushes the wing up and then lets it drop, pushes it up and lets it drop. And this will require some tinkering to really give it the, the range of motion that you want. You can do it certainly mathematically. You can do it by plug and chug and try to, just do multiple iterations. But this will be the first video in part 3. I'm going to go ahead and start another video to actually assemble this. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Whoops. I'm going to save it as simple wing, and I'm putting this into the proper place, going into Spurgeon's Funhouse, and I'm going to go save there. All right, I'll pick up in a second and I'll put this in there and we'll make it move. I might go through and fillet some edges and make this prettier.